This is a presentation of the story Huckleberry Finn, written by Mark Twain. The story is going to start in a fictitious town in Missouri known as St. Petersburg. This town is located right next to the Mississippi River, which would put the town right about here. The first significant point on our map is going to be this cabin. For the sake of proper nouns, we're going to refer to this place as Pap's Cabin. This is located, of course, right here in St. Petersburg. Let's color the river blue to simplify things up a bit. There we go. At Pap's cabin, there was a lot of violence. Huck's dad wasn't very nice to Huck and would lock him in the cabin and then come home drunk and beat Huck up. Huck managed to escape. He faked his death and ventured over to an island known as Jackson's Island. Jackson's Island is located right here on the Mississippi, which really isn't that far from the cabin. This is where Huck meets Jim. They hide out on the island for a while, but while Huck is in town fetching supplies, he overhears someone mentioning that they have seen smoke from the island and that an escaped slave, known as Jim, is probably hiding out there. They're forced to flee from the island on a raft. As they're venturing down the river, they have plans to take the Ohio River up past Illinois, where the Free States are located. However, due to an unlikely turn of events, they are almost robbed, and then shortly after, at the mouth of the Ohio River, they have their raft end up colliding with a steamboat due to the fog when they become separated. For simplicity's sake, let's put Kentucky and Tennessee on our crude map here. Huck ends up with the Grangerfords in northwestern Tennessee, probably around this vicinity. The Grangerfords were really nice people, but they had a feud with a neighboring family known as the Shepherdsons. A war was started because a Shepherdson boy and a Grangerford girl fell in love with each other, and a lot of people had to die because of this. Huck later finds out that Jim is being held captive at Phelps Farm in Arkansas. Huck ventures down here, meets up with Tom Sawyer to free Jim with some exaggerated plan that Tom's developed. Tom gets shot, but then reveals that Jim has been free all along since his slave owner had passed away and granted his freedom in her will. Everyone then goes their separate ways. This is only a brief recap of the encounters that Huck and Jim endure together. I hope that with this project it has become more clear to you, the viewer, as to the general setting of the story. I've only selected 5 points of reference, but there are many, many more within this wonderful piece of literature known as Huckleberry Finn.